I'm going to preview the 1 seed South Carolina versus 1 seed UConn women's basketball game, which will be played April 3rd at 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Apologize for looking at because I cannot memorize all this stuff. This game is being played at the Mortgage Matchup Center in Phoenix, Arizona. As of right now, UConn is favored by 6.5. To me, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, South Carolina's lost 3 games. They're 35-3 overall. UConn's 38-0. Yeah, in terms of conference, obviously UConn is undefeated at 20-0 in the Big East, and South Carolina's 15-1 in the SEC. What's at the line? What's at stake for this game in terms of both women's basketball programs? So they want to get to the championship game for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th time just to get to the title game. And obviously for South Carolina, they wanted to get to the title game for the 5th time. I will say, though, the last 2 meetings, UConn has defeated South Carolina pretty handily. I'm just making that mention up front based on last year, though. I know last year's last year, this year's this year. Still, you get the point. And I apologize if I butcher any names up front. So, and we'll have to wait and see also on the injury report going into this game later on this week. First, I'm going to start with the 1 seed South Carolina on the players, what players to keep an eye on. And obviously, I'll go over UConn next and then give keys to the game for both. So Joyce Edwards from South Carolina is the first player to keep an eye on, number 8. 6'3" forward as a sophomore, 19.7 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists per game, 2.7 turnovers per game, 1.8 steals per game, 1.1 blocks per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 2 for 10 on threes, aka 20%, and 71.3% on free throws on 209 attempts. And there's Tanaya Latson, number 00, 5'8" guard as a senior, 14.4 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists per game, 1.7 turnovers per game, 1.7 steals per game, 1.2 fouls per game, 32.9% on threes on 79 attempts, 78.5% on free throws on 135 attempts. It is Medina Akot, number 11, 6'6" center as a senior, 13.2 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, 2.2 turnovers per game, 1.3 steals per game, 1.5 blocks per game, 1.9 fouls per game, 48.1% on threes, but that's on 27 attempts, 70.4% on free throws on 81 attempts. This Tess Johnson, number 5, 6-foot guard as a junior, 12.9 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 1.1 fouls per game, 45.9% on threes on 196 attempts, 81.3% on free throws on 48 attempts. There's Raven Johnson, number 25, 5'9" guard as a senior, 10.2 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 5.3 assists per game, 1.5 turnovers per game, 1.5 steals per game, just 0.6 blocks per game, 1.5 fouls per game, 41.4% on threes on 99 attempts, 83.3% on free throws on 48 attempts. Next player is Agat Makir, number 44, 6'1" guard as a freshman, 7 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 1.1 steals per game, 0.7 blocks per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 21.9% on threes, but that's on 64 attempts, 65.2% on free throws on 46 attempts. There's Maddie McDaniel, number 1, 5'9" guard as a sophomore, 4.5 points per game, 2.7 assists per game, 1.1 steals per game, 0.9 fouls per game, 35.5% on threes on 31 attempts, 72.3% on free throws on 65 attempts. Does Ayla McDowell, number 24, 6'1" 1" guard as a freshman, 4.2 points per game, 0.6 turnovers per game, 0.6 steals per game, 0.9 fouls per game, 36.3% on threes on 80 attempts, 74.1% on free throws on 27 attempts. And really, I'm not going to go over every single player, obviously. I'm going to just be upfront about that. So really the last player I would say is Alicia Tornabes, number 31. 6'7" forward as a freshman, 4.2 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 2.2 fouls per game, 26.7% on threes on 15 attempts, 52.9% on free throws on 17 attempts. I know there's obviously more than that than those players, but you get the whole gist. Now, UCONN, obviously the first player to keep an eye on, Sarah Strong, number 21, 6'2" forward as a sophomore, 18.6 points per game, 7.6 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists per game, 1.9 blocks per game, 1.9 turnovers per game, then 3.4 steals per game, 1.6 blocks per game, 1.7 fouls per game, 40.4% on threes on 146 attempts, 84.8% on free throws on 92 attempts. That's at AZ Fudd, number 35, 5'11" guard as a senior, 17.5 points per game, 2.6 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, 1.5 turnovers per game, 2.6 steals per game, 0.7 fouls per game, 45.5% on threes on 253 attempts, 95.5% on free throws on 44 attempts. This Blanca Quinones, number 4, a 6'2" forward as a freshman, 10.9 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, 2 turnovers per game, 2.1 steals per game, 2 fouls per game, 39.8% on threes on 83 attempts, 73.8% on free throws on 42 attempts. There's Ashlyn Shade, number 12, 5'10" guard as a junior, 7.6 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 1.8 steals per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 32.4% on threes on 145 attempts, 73.7% on free throws on 19 attempts. There's Ali Zabel, number 11, 6' guard as a sophomore, 7.4 points per game, 1 steal per game, 0.8 fouls per game, 41.1% on threes on 141 attempts, 78.8% on free throws on 33 attempts. There's KK Arnold, number 2, 5'9" guard as a junior, 7.1 points per game, 2.2 rebounds per game, 4.6 assists per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 2.7 steals per game, 1.6 fouls per game, 33.3% on threes on 57 attempts, 69.6% on free throws on 69 attempts. This Kaylee Heckel, number 9, 5'9" guard as a sophomore, 6.9 points per game, 2.8 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 1.4 steals per game, 1.7 fouls per game, 37% on threes on 46 attempts, 68.9% on free throws on 45 attempts. And it's Sarah Williams, number 22, 6'4" forward as a senior, 6.8 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 1.6 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 1.4 blocks per game, 2 fouls per game. No threes attempted, by the way, 69% on free throws on 58 attempts. There's Jana Al-Alfi, Number 8, 6'5" center as a sophomore. 4.1 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 1.2 fouls per game. No threes attempted, by the way. 57.5% on free throws on 40 attempts. Maybe there's like 2 more players I'm going to go over, and that's really it. And that's first one is Kellis Fisher. I don't know if she's really going to play though. Number 7, 5'9" guard as a freshman, 2.7 points per game. And that's really it. 0 for 14 on threes, 71.4% on free throws on 21 attempts. And really the last one is like Ayanna Patterson. Number 34, 6'2" forward as a sophomore, 1.7 points per game. And that's really it. No threes attempted, 58.1% on free throws on 31 attempts. I will say though, whatever you did right last game, you got to bring this game. Whatever you did wrong last game, you got it correct. And I'm especially saying to South Carolina, you cannot start the way you did against TCU in this type of game, because UConn will make you pay for slow starts, to say the least. Obviously, you got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively in this game, not just from first half to second half, but during the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. And yes, neither of these two squads have met each other this year, so that's a little bit unusual. This is like the first and only meeting this year. And you got to do this for your seniors. You want to go to a national title game and all this. You got to hustle the other team. You got to keep your composure. Last thing you want is like a technical foul or a flagrant foul. You got to limit your foul trouble while getting opposing team in foul trouble. You got to be good in late game situations, both offensively and defensively in this game. I do think it's possibly a good thing that South Carolina does know how to respond. Did find out that they actually trailed for the first time in the NCAA tournament this year in the last game. And I know UConn has not really been pushed in a while. So I just wonder, are they really ready for closer games now that this is now a Final Four? I really would be stunned if this was a blowout again. But then again, last year, both of the games were blowouts. Even that first meeting a year ago was at South Carolina, and they blew them out of the gym, to say the least. Now, defensively, you got to contain the shooters, contain the slashers. You got to slow down the best players as much as you can and make them inefficient, and take away those role players as well. You got to limit the points in the paint as much as you can. You don't want to let the opposing team get to the free throw line so much, so you give so many attempts to them, and possibly they can make free throws to either get the game closer or tie the game or even take the lead. So you guys get the point there. And you got to limit the got to get the defensive rebounds and limit the offensive boards, especially limiting those second chance points. You want to also limit the transition points as well, because you know that is a lot easier to score in transition than a half court. And the same thing goes for the points out turnovers. You know that could be one of the differences in the game. And you got to force some turnovers in this type of game, because sometimes your best offense comes from your defense. And speaking of offense, you got to get some points out turnovers. Obviously, you want to take care of the ball as much as you can. You got to have good shot selection. You got to get some offensive rebounds and get a lot of second chance points. You got to get some transition points. Some points in the paint, whether it's like a drive to the basket, a pick and roll, or straight up post up, it doesn't really matter. In all this, you got to get some transition points. And if you get to the free throw line, you got to make your free throws count, especially if it's a tighter game. So we're actually waiting to see what happens here. But I think there's a good reason why UConn is favored. They're undefeated, and I know they have been pushed a little bit this year, but it's been a while, though, when you look at it. Because it's definitely not any of these NCAA tournament games. Just being honest. And same thing goes for their conference. And I know they did play Tennessee, but even then they destroyed them. And honestly, they did destroy Notre Dame the first time. And yes, I know they played Notre Dame in the Elite Eight matchup, but that was an 18-point game. They were not pushed technically. So I honestly think the last time they were really pushed was in November. Like, specifically the 21st, where they only beat Michigan by 3. And honestly, Louisville didn't make a push in the first game again of the season. But UConn won that game by double digits at the very end. So you guys get the point. South Carolina is used to closer games than UConn is. So maybe that's one of the advantages they have, besides trailing for the first time in a while. So I'm curious how UConn is going to respond if they really do trail in an NCAA tournament game. And obviously you can't get all the points back at once, so you gotta get a string of stops and scores to get on a scoring run to get back in the game. You can't you can't just take a bad shot to get all the points back at once. That's not how it works. So we're actually waiting to see what happens in this game. It wouldn't shock me either way, to be honest. Whether it's a blowout win for UConn or a close win for UConn or a close win for South Carolina. I just don't envision a blowout win for South Carolina unless UConn plays really bad and South Carolina plays really well. I don't see a blowout win happening for South Carolina. I'm just being realistic. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe, and see you guys later on the Reddit 8 unsubscribe goals, ultimate goals, now some more smart money. This course like video, comment really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it, sharing the video does help as well. Some more people could watch, and if you're watching, and that's hit subscribe button, it's free, hit the notification bell as well.